Rain soaked his shoes as he stepped into the kitchen, the weight of the day hanging off his half-undone tie. In one hand, Adam clutched an envelope, his severance papers. In the other, another envelope, heavier in meaning, holding a secret he wasn't ready to share. He barely had time to remove his coat when the words landed like a knife. "You're useless to us now, Dad." He blinked, thought maybe he misheard. "What did you just say, Leah?" His 17-year-old daughter didn't even flinch. She stood beside her mother, arms crossed, her face a mirror of the woman next to her. "Leah," he repeated, softer now, his voice cracking. "You heard her," Nicole said coldly. "We're not staying here to babysit a broke man. What kind of example is that for her?" Adam stared at them. His wife of 18 years. His daughter. The people he'd sacrificed for, bled for, worked for. Nicole laughed, but there was no joy in it, just bitterness. "You had one job," she hissed. "Provide. And now look at you." He opened his mouth, but the words wouldn't come. Nicole was already walking to the door, pointing at his suitcase. "I packed it," she said flatly. "Don't act surprised. Go stay at a motel. Or with one of your sad friends. I don't care." Adam didn't scream, didn't plead. He just looked at the two people who had once been his whole world and saw nothing but strangers. They thought he was broke, that he had nothing left. They didn't know about the second envelope. Not yet. Adam slipped the severance letter into his jacket and held the second envelope in his palm a little longer. Just for a second, he thought about showing them, waving it in their faces. But no, not yet. They didn't deserve that moment. Nicole smirked. What? No speech? No dramatic goodbye? Her voice dripped with venom. "Just leave, Adam. This is pathetic." That word again. Pathetic. It stuck to his skin like oil. He didn't flinch. "I'll go," he said calmly. "But remember this moment. Etch it into your memory. Both of you." Leah rolled her eyes. "You're not that important." Nicole added, "You're just a man who couldn't keep up. You lost your edge." Adam picked up his suitcase without another word. He stepped into the rain again, not because he had to, but because now he wanted to. As he sat in his car, watching the house from across the street, he saw Nicole pour herself a glass of wine, laughing into her phone. No tears. No sign of regret. Nothing. Then a black BMW pulled into the driveway. Adam froze. A young man stepped out, tan, gym-built, tight polo shirt. He walked straight into the house. No knock. No hesitation. Like he belonged. Adam's jaw tightened. It hadn't even been 5 hours since he left. That night, Adam parked 2 streets away. He didn't turn off the engine. He didn't move. Something inside him wouldn't let go. He needed to see it for himself. The lights were on. And right on cue, at 9:30 p.m., the black BMW returned. The man stepped out under a streetlight. Adam recognized him. Chase Darnell, 32, used to be Adam's intern. Arrogant, slick, the type that stared too long at married women and laughed too loud at inappropriate jokes. He'd caught Chase watching Nicole at a Christmas party once. Back then, Adam thought it was harmless. He was wrong. Chase walked in again without knocking. Adam watched. 10:12 p.m., the living room window lit up. Nicole sat in her red silk robe, their anniversary robe. Chase beside her, hand on her thigh. She didn't flinch, didn't hide it, didn't even close the curtain. This wasn't new. Adam drove away before rage pushed him to do something stupid. He ended up at a 24-hour diner, didn't order food, just sat with his phone, scrolling through old family photos. Birthdays, vacations, smiles, all lies. Then a message buzzed through. Not from Nicole, not from Leah. Brian, an old friend, the only one who knew about the second envelope. 10 years ago, Adam had quietly invested in a tech startup. He'd forgotten about it, let it grow like a seed underground. Now that seed had bloomed. $9.1 million. He didn't tell Nicole. Never mentioned it to Leah. They never asked. He moved quickly, wired the funds to a new account, hired lawyers, changed his phone, booked a suite under a different name, 6 months paid in advance, disappeared. The next morning, 27 missed calls. By noon, 89. 3 days later, 185 messages, all from Nicole and Leah. Some begging, some angry, some, "We didn't mean it like that." Then, "Matt, did you get a notification about Chase using your card? He just took your Rolex and your PlayStation." Now they cared. Adam didn't reply, not to a single message. On the 4th day he responded, not with words, with action. He hired a private investigator. Leo, ex-cop, wore the same boots every day. Black coffee, no sugar, no nonsense. Adam handed him a photo of Nicole and said only one thing: "I want to know everything." By the next afternoon, Leo returned with a manila envelope and a flash drive. Adam waited to open them. Back in his suite, drink in hand, he sat in a leather chair by the window. He stared at the envelope for a while before finally ripping it open. Photos. Nicole and Chase at restaurants. Nicole kissing him in Adam's car. Nicole at the hotel Adam had taken her to for their 10th anniversary. Only this time, not with her husband. Another man appeared. Older. Bald. Designer suit. Leo called him Warren Thomas, CEO of a company Nicole consulted for. Text logs. Hotel check-ins. Credit card charges. Even Adam's gas card had been used. The betrayal hadn't been brief. It had been calculated. Adam felt sick. He thought he'd been building a home. Nicole had been building an escape. That night, Adam lay awake, staring at the ceiling while the city lights flickered across it like distant memories. Rage twisted inside him. Slow, painful, unforgiving. But beneath it was shame. Shame for missing the signs, for pretending not to see. Nicole had changed months ago. No warmth. No kisses. No interest in anything except work. But the work was a lie. The late nights, the excuses, the criticism. It was all part of the escape plan. "You don't have ambition anymore, Adam," she had told him. "You're settling." That wasn't concern. That was justification. She was paving her exit path long before the job loss. And Leah, his daughter, she hadn't even hesitated to stand beside her mother. Had Nicole been poisoning her mind for months? He didn't know. But he knew this. What was broken wouldn't be fixed by apologies. So Adam printed a few of the photos. Chase, Warren, hotel lobbies, her without her wedding ring. Then he wrote a short note, slipped them into a glossy gift bag and added a silver bow. The card read, "To the love of my life. Thought you'd like to see who else has been in our house." 2 hours after the courier dropped the gift bag, the calls began again. Nicole's voice screamed through the voicemails. "What the hell is this, Adam? You're spying on me. You're a pathetic loser. I never loved you." Click. Next voicemail. "You think you can vanish and then humiliate me? You failed this marriage. You." Click. Then came the text. "I hope you rot alone. You broke peace of." Adam stared at his phone. Then silence. That silence didn't hurt. It soothed him. Because it wasn't the silence of loss. It was the silence of awakening. He wasn't broken anymore. A week passed. Peace settled in. Then she showed up. Not a text. Not a call. In person. Nicole. She stood in the lobby of the hotel Adam was staying in. Hair flawless. Heels sharp. Makeup done like she was heading into a boardroom. She looked exactly like the woman he had once admired. But now he saw her clearly. Every layer of manipulation wrapped in lipstick and practiced smiles. He watched her on the security feed from his room. She paced, checked her reflection, practiced her words. He made her wait an hour. When he stepped into the elevator and walked out into the lobby, she lit up. "Adam," she said like it meant something. She stepped forward to hug him. He took a step back. Nicole blinked, stunned. "Okay, I deserve that. I just wanted to talk. I know things got messy. I said things I didn't mean. You said I was useless, Adam said, voice calm but piercing. I was angry. You dropped a bomb on us. I lost a job, Nicole. Not a child. Not my life. Her face tightened. It wasn't just that, Adam. You were different. He laughed once, empty. You cheated with Chase and Warren. Warren, she said too fast. Adam showed her the photo on his phone. Her and Warren at the hotel. Her face dropped. Not guilt. Fear. How long, he asked. A few months, she muttered. Try again. Her voice softened. A year. Maybe 2. He nodded. And the day you kicked me out, was that part of the plan or just a convenient excuse? She didn't answer. That was all the answer he needed. You thought I was broke, Adam said. That I'd crawl back. That I'd beg. She swallowed. I made a mistake, Adam. No, Nicole. You made choices. Over and over. With every lie. Every text. Every night you left our bed. I was confused, she whispered. No. You were greedy. Nicole looked like she might cry. But Adam had seen this show before. What now? She asked. Adam leaned closer. I have $9 million. And not 1 cent of it will ever touch your hands. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. He turned and walked away. She didn't follow. She couldn't. He didn't look back. 2 nights later, it started again. Adam was relaxing in his room, bourbon in hand, when the banging hit the door. Not polite knocks. Fists. Adam, open the damn door. It was Nicole. He didn't move, just sat at the table, sipping slowly, letting her voice bounce off the walls. 5 minutes of yelling turned to sobbing. She slid to the floor on the other side of the door, heels clattering. I was scared, Adam, she cried. Everything fell apart so fast. I didn't know what to do. Leah needs you. I need you. Adam stood, walked to the intercom, and pressed the speaker button. You didn't need me, he said evenly. You needed my money. You just didn't know I still had it. That's not true, she screamed. Don't say that. He stayed silent. Her voice shifted, cold, sharp. What? You think you're some hero now? You made a few lucky investments, and suddenly you're better than us? You're still the same pathetic man who couldn't satisfy. Adam cut her off. While you were sneaking into hotels. While you were letting Chase use my cards. The hallway fell silent. I've got enough to bury you in court, he said. So walk away, Nicole. Quietly. Nicole's voice dropped to a trembling whisper. What do you want, Adam? Revenge. No, he said. I want peace. And I'll get it when you and your little boyfriend pack your things and get out of that house. You can't do that. That house is mine. Always was mine. You just never paid attention. A long, shrieking scream rang out. Then nothing. He checked the hallway camera. She was gone. The next morning, Adam's phone rang. Leah. He stared at it. His thumb hovered. Then he answered. Dad. Her voice was small, unsure. I didn't know it would go this far. I thought you'd come back. I didn't think Mom would do all that. You stood next to her, Adam said, his voice barely steady. You told me I was useless. I was angry. I didn't mean it. You sounded like you did. Silence. I miss you, she said. Adam swallowed. I miss you too. But I'm not coming back to that house. Not now. Maybe not ever. A pause. Then the real question. Are you rich now? He let the silence sit. Goodbye, Leah, he said softly. Take care of yourself. The papers came a week later. Nicole contested the divorce. Until Adam's lawyer slid the folder across the table. Photos, receipts, voice transcripts. Nicole went quiet. Didn't say another word. The house? Sold. The money? Untouched by her. Thanks to the prenup she had once mocked. Irony. She laughed when he made her sign it. What? You think I'm a gold digger, she joked. She wasn't laughing now. Chase tried to call once. Can we talk? Man too. Blocked. Adam moved on. A penthouse with skyline views. A gym. A private chef. Silence. No more screaming. No more lies. No more betrayal. But late at night, the memory still echoed. You're useless to us now, Dad. Not a wound anymore. Just a reminder of who he'd been and who he'd never be again. 2 months passed. Then came the pink envelope. From Leah, scribbled in uneven handwriting. He almost tossed it, but he didn't. He sat on the balcony, rain tapping the railing, the skyline dark and smeared with clouds. Inside, 3 pages. Messy. Honest. Dad, if you're reading this, thank you. I know I said awful things. I took her side. I was scared. I was stupid. She told me things about you. That you wasted money. That you didn't care. I believed her. But I saw the news. The company. The investment. The payout. She lied about everything. I'm so sorry. Adam's throat burned. His hands shook. He read it all. Mom's not the same. She drinks. She screams. She's falling apart. I want to see you. Not because of the money. I swear. I just want my dad back. He didn't answer right away. Instead, Adam flew out to silence. A beachfront villa in Thailand. Blue water. White sand. No memories. He drank for 3 days. On the 4th, he stopped. On the 5th, he met Olivia. Not a romance. Just a woman who'd also been broken and rebuilt. Divorced. 2 kids. Quiet strength. They talked. About books. Pain. Starting over. One night, she said something that stayed with him. You're not defined by who hurt you. You're defined by what you do after. That night, Adam wrote back. Leah, I got your letter. Thank you for telling me the truth. I'm proud of you for that. I'm still healing. I'm not ready to see you yet. But I want to be. Write to me again. Keep being honest. Love, Dad. He mailed it the next morning, then stood by the ocean and let the waves wash over his feet. For the first time in months, he didn't feel empty. He felt free. 2 weeks passed before the next letter came. This one was neater. No dramatic scribbles, no smudged ink. Leah's handwriting had steadied like her thoughts. She didn't beg this time. Didn't apologize in big sweeping sentences. She just talked to her father. School's hard right now, she wrote. I dropped 2 classes. I couldn't concentrate. I started therapy. I needed it. I hate being home. The house feels dead. Mom's not who she was. Maybe she never was. She screams at the wall sometimes. She started smoking again. Got fired for showing up to a meeting drunk. Chase left, packed his things, and slammed the door. She said he stole from her, that he was never serious. She keeps saying she gave up her life for nothing. Adam read the letter slowly. He didn't feel anger. Not anymore. Just emptiness. Nicole hadn't broken overnight. She had been unraveling for years. He just hadn't wanted to see it. Then came the last paragraph. Dad, I don't know if you'll ever come back. Maybe I don't deserve that. But I just want to see you. Just once. Just to sit with you. I miss your laugh. I miss your stories. I miss you. That part, I'm drowning in all this, that hurt. Deeply. Adam didn't respond right away. He needed time. Instead, he flew home quietly. No announcement. No fanfare. He rented a black SUV with tinted windows and parked across from the house he used to call home. It looked smaller. The yard was overgrown. The paint peeled around the windows. No laughter inside. No signs of life. Just silence. It looked like a house that had aged 20 years in just 3. Adam didn't get out. Then the front door opened. Leah stepped outside, wrapped in a hoodie too big for her, arms around her knees as she sat on the porch steps. She didn't see the car at first. Then she did. She looked up right at him. He didn't move. But she stood. She walked slowly toward the SUV, like she wasn't sure if he was real. Adam rolled down the window. She stood beside the car, breathing carefully. Dad, she whispered. He nodded. She didn't cry, didn't collapse into his arms. She just opened the door and climbed in. It wasn't a reunion. It was an agreement. They drove for 2 hours. Neither said much. But the silence wasn't heavy. It was healing. When they reached a quiet beach motel up the coast, Adam handed her a room key. "You can stay here for a few nights," he said. "Think. Breathe. Then we'll talk." She nodded. Her eyes welled up, not loud, not dramatic. Just tired tears. Adam watched her walk to the room and close the door behind her. For the first time in months, he didn't feel rage. He didn't feel betrayal. He felt something different. Hope. 3 days later, she knocked. No hesitation this time. No fear. Adam opened the door. She walked in and sat across from him at the small table near the window. He poured her a glass of orange juice. She laughed lightly. "You still keep that in the fridge." "Always," he said, "even when no one drinks it." She smiled. A real one. The kind he hadn't seen since she was 12. "I've been thinking," she began. "I don't hate her." He didn't speak. Let her finish. "She's still my mom. But I don't trust her. And I don't want to live there anymore. Not like that." Adam felt the weight of her words. Calm. Clear. Decided. "She's not evil," Leah added. "But she's broken. And I think maybe she always was." "She made choices," Adam said. Leah nodded. "I want to stay with you. If that's okay." Adam didn't answer right away. He looked at her, the same daughter who once called him useless, but also the girl who had written the letters, who had confessed, who had shown up. Love wasn't erased, but trust needed time. "You're my daughter," he said finally. "I'll always love you. As for forgiveness, that comes with trust, and trust takes time." She nodded. No tears, just understanding. That night, they walked the beach together. No phones, no noise, just the ocean, the stars, and the kind of silence that felt like peace. Leah asked, "Do you think you'll ever forgive me?" Adam didn't say yes. He didn't say no. "I think forgiveness comes when truth stays honest. So keep being honest." She didn't push. She just walked beside him, barefoot in the sand. They weren't trying to rebuild the old life. They were starting something new. Smaller, quieter, but real. A week later, Nicole tried again. Not with a call. Not with a visit. With a letter. It was short. Too polished. She said she was sorry. She said she wished things were different. She said she wanted to make things right. For Leah's sake, for all their sakes. Adam didn't reply. Because some doors don't just close. They vanish. Chasing ghosts only invites them back in. He dropped the letter into the shredder without even reading it twice. Then he finalized the last detail. The final property he and Nicole had ever owned together was sold. Every trace of that life was gone. And with it, the last weight on his chest. He took the money and donated it. Half to a domestic abuse shelter. Half to a scholarship in his late mother's name. For single fathers rebuilding their lives. He didn't need the money. He needed peace. And now he had it. His days began with morning walks on the sand. Leah beside him, silent or chatty depending on the mood. No pressure. No judgment. Some mornings they didn't speak at all. Just walked. Adam cooked again. He hadn't done that in years. Simple meals. Quiet music. No slamming doors. No screams. No accusations. Peace didn't feel loud. It felt still. He even started reading again. Real books, not just emails and contracts. Leah would sit beside him, headphones in, sketching in a notebook. Sometimes she'd show him what she drew. Most times she didn't need to. They were building something. Slow, quiet, but real. At night, they'd watch the ocean together. Sometimes talk about what had been. More often about what could be. One afternoon, Adam got a call from Brian, the friend who'd known about the investment. "You good?" Brian asked. "I'm getting there," Adam said. Brian paused. "She tried to contact me. Nicole said she wanted to know where you were." He already knew. "She said she's changed," Brian added. Adam gave a small laugh. She's changed because she lost. That's not change, Brian agreed. That's panic. They talked for a while. About rebuilding. About the foundation Adam had started. The one helping single fathers. You're doing something real, man, Brian said. Keep going. After the call, Adam sat quietly for a while. Then he opened his laptop and sent out 3 more grants. Somewhere another man, tired, broken, left behind, would wake up with a second chance. One foggy morning, Adam and Leah got into the car. She didn't ask where they were going. She just looked out the window, arms crossed, eyes heavy with thought. They pulled up to their old street. The house still stood, but it was a ghost of itself. Paint peeling, yard overgrown, windows dark, no laughter, no music, just stillness. Leah didn't say anything at first. Then she whispered, "It looks empty." "It is," Adam said. "It was already empty when we lived there. We just didn't know it yet." They didn't get out of the car. They just watched. "I thought we had everything," Leah said softly. "We did," Adam replied. "Just not the way you thought." After a few minutes, she asked, "Do you think she ever loved you?" Adam thought for a long time. "I think she loved the idea of me," he said. "But love doesn't disappear just because you lose a job." As they drove away, Leah stared out the window again. Then she spoke without looking at him. "I think I always knew something was wrong," she said, "even before you lost your job." Adam didn't answer. I didn't want it to be true. I thought if I believed her, it would make it easier." He waited. "I was wrong," she said finally. "I made a choice. I chose her. I didn't even give you a chance." Adam's hands tightened slightly on the wheel. "You were a kid," he said. "You were scared." "No," she whispered. "I was selfish." He parked outside their beach motel. Leah turned to him, tears in her eyes but no sobbing. "I want to stay with you. Not just for now. I want this to be home." Adam looked at her, at the girl who had once stood next to her mother and told him he was useless, at the girl who had come back, letter by letter, truth by truth. He gave a quiet nod. "Then it's home." Nicole sent one last message. Not a call, not a voicemail, a letter. It was longer than the last. Handwritten. The pages smelled faintly of her perfume, a scent Adam once associated with Sunday mornings and sunlight. Now it reminded him of shadows. She wrote about regrets. She wrote about the choices she made. She wrote that she missed Leah, that she missed Adam, that she hated how things turned out. She said she wanted to make things right. She said she didn't expect forgiveness. Adam read the letter. Once. Twice. Then he placed it in the drawer of his nightstand and never opened it again. Because some wounds don't get stitched up by words. They get left behind, like shoes that no longer fit. He didn't reply. That week, Adam launched the first round of scholarships through his mother's foundation. 10 fathers received life-changing calls. One was a construction worker fighting for custody. Another was a teacher sleeping in his car. One had just lost his home and hadn't seen his kids in weeks. They cried on the phone, thanked him through choked voices. Adam never told them who he was. The foundation was anonymous. It wasn't about being seen. It was about doing something real. When Leah found out, she sat on the couch beside him and whispered, "You're a better man than I ever realized." Adam didn't respond. He just reached over and held her hand. One afternoon, Leah asked if they could go see someone. She didn't say who at first, but Adam knew. They drove to the rehab center where Nicole had checked herself in 3 weeks earlier. Leah hadn't told him. Not right away. When they arrived, Leah got out. Adam stayed in the car. "I'm not ready," he said softly. "I know," Leah replied. "I don't think I am either. But I just need to see her." He nodded. She walked in. 30 minutes later, she returned. Her face was calm, her eyes red but not broken. She said, "She's sorry," Leah whispered. "She's trying, but she's still her." Adam nodded again. "You don't have to forgive her," he said. Just don't let her live inside your pain. They moved again, not because they had to, because they wanted a fresh chapter. A coastal town where no one knew them. A 2-bedroom house near the water. White shutters, a lemon tree in the yard. No grand views. No penthouse ceilings. But peace. Leah enrolled in school nearby. Adam volunteered at a community center. Cooked dinner every night. Took long walks. They built shelves together. Painted walls. Hung photos. Real smiles. Real silence. No yelling. No pretending. One night, as they stood watching the tide roll in, Leah said, "I don't know what our life was supposed to be, but I like what it is now." Adam didn't speak. He just wrapped an arm around her shoulders. And for the first time in years, they watched the water without feeling like they were drowning in it. Months passed. Letters from Nicole stopped. Chase disappeared from both their lives. The past didn't come knocking anymore. It stayed where it belonged. Quiet, distant, powerless. Adam wasn't the man Nicole married anymore. He was something else now. Something better. Not because he had money. Because he had peace. He had purpose. He had a daughter who chose him not because he was rich, but because he had finally learned how to live without being broken. And sometimes late at night, when the house was quiet and the waves whispered outside the window, Adam would sit by his desk and write. He wasn't writing to Nicole. He wasn't writing to the past. He was writing to himself. A simple truth, written in small, steady letters. Being betrayed doesn't make you weak. Staying broken does. And I refuse to stay broken. Then he'd close the notebook, step outside, and walk barefoot into the morning light. Because ruins aren't the end. They're just the pieces before the rebuild. And what comes next is everything.